Hi, welcome to Community Connection. I'm your host, Sarah Clark, and with me today I have Lindsey Guerrero, the Executive Director of the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation. Thanks for being with us today, Lindsey.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for having us here. This is a wonderful opportunity to speak about the great work that the organization Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation does.
Well, Cox has a long history of partnering with the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation. You have a lot of wonderful programs and events that you put on. But I'd love to talk a little bit about the history and how the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation got started in Santa Barbara. And I know that you have really interesting beginnings. I'd love to talk about that.
Of course, and absolutely. Cox Communication has been a very valuable and generous longtime supporter of Teddy Bear for quite some time now. Thank you so much. You know, it was interesting. Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation began in 2002. The organization was founded by Nikki Katz. Our organization is very much a grassroots organization. In fact, in the initial stages of the organization's inception, there is even work being done at Nikki's home. Truly, she is very dedicated and committed to the cause of being able to provide financial and emotional support to families that have cancer.
So was this out of her personal experience that she saw there was a need for this in the community, or how did this idea happen and how did it grow into what it is today?
Sure. You know, Nikki had experience in meeting with a mother that had a child that had been diagnosed with cancer. And through her conversations with this mother, she heard really how challenging and how difficult being able to provide the required treatments for the child, being able to be by that child's bedside when they were undergoing treatment and aftercare as well. This mom that she met with, you know, spoke about unplanned medical costs above and beyond insurance, the difficult decision to potentially have to leave her job or reduce her job to part-time employment, so again, that she could be there to support her child 100% of the way. And even though this mother did have family support, it wasn't enough. And this is really the inspiration for when Nikki identified this great need to be able to provide not only financial support to families that are undergoing, have a child that's undergoing cancer treatment, but emotional support as well. And that's why Nikki did look to begin the organization 11 years ago now, and to provide services to families living in the Tri-County region. So all the way from Ventura County, all the way up to San Luis Obispo County.
Wonderful. So tell me how it's grown from that initial inception to now, and what some of the programs that you offer look like, and what the organization as a whole looks like today.
Yeah. Well, Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation has experienced significant growth in the past decade, which is very exciting. You know, not only that, but currently the organization is undergoing strategic planning in order to ensure sustainability for the future. Currently, well, in past year, in 2012, our organization provided services to 151 families, 674 individuals. So each year, the numbers of families that we're able to provide support to greatly increases. To detail out a little bit more about the types of program we offer, as I mentioned, we offer financial support. And we do that through our direct financial assistance program, in where we will grant upwards of $5,000 to families that need assistance with utilities, mortgage, rent, car payments, medical payments and expenses above insurance, and child care. We also will provide hotel accommodations when needed, gasoline and food vouchers when needed. We have an educational program wherein we will provide financial support to have tutoring from a state credentialed teacher, as well as neuropsychological support. And lastly, under our financial assistance program, in sad cases, we will provide upwards of $4,000 for funeral funds. For all of these programs, families must qualify. We do look to support families that are low to moderate income for our financial assistance program, but for all of our emotional support programs, those are really open to any family that desires to be involved with us desires to be able to receive therapy from a state licensed therapy in the form of family support groups or bereavement groups. And you know what, Sarah, we have so many other programs that I could continue to detail, and I'd love to have that opportunity as we continue to talk.
Great, thank you. And so how do families find you? If, let's say a family, finds out that their child is diagnosed with cancer. I can imagine it's a horrible experience. It's very overwhelming. How do they find Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation to utilize some of these programs?
Well, we've been very lucky to have a number of just wonderful collaborative partners, both in the Santa Barbara County as well as Ventura County. But namely, we work very closely with the Cottage Children's Hospital as well as the Ventura County Medical Clinic. And we are very blessed to have some amazing doctors on board there and nurse staff as well as social workers. Generally, the families that do seek support from us are referred by the social workers at one of those two facilities.
And you talked a little bit about the area you serve, but let's just go over who you serve again. So a child being anything anywhere from birth to 18?
Yeah, so we will provide support for any child that is diagnosed with cancer from 0 up to age 18, and we will continue services up until their age of 21. So if they're still in treatment up to 21, we are able to still provide support. And additionally, we do provide support, upon survivorship and, through their recovery process as well.
Wonderful. It's just such a wonderful resource for these families that are in need of this. How can somebody become more involved with the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation to help support you?
Well, through our many programs as well as our special fundraising events, we have a variety of different ways that volunteers can become involved. Certainly by contacting us directly at 962-7466 or visiting our website at teddybearcancerfoundation.org. You can learn a lot more about our programs. But we do love to involve volunteers of all ages. We even have a program called the Koala Club for youth that are under age 18, so they can become involved with providing holiday support in the form of, Valentine's Day cards and or any other type of holiday support. We have children through our Koala Club that have decided to gift money instead of birthday presents. We have children that have done cupcake sales, bake sales, and generously donated funds to Teddy Bear. Other ways to become involved is through one of our many special events that we have in the community, as well as administrative support in our office.
Great. So there's a lot of ways for people to get involved. I encourage you all to learn more about Teddy Bear. It's such a wonderful organization. But let's go back to some of the events that you offer, because your Sax in the City events is one of my favorite events in Santa Barbara. So I'd love to hear a little bit about that. And I know you have some other wonderful events planned for the year.
We do. Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation, it's really exciting. We offer a few of our signature fundraising events, of which the Sax in the City event is generally held in the spring, and that's a great partnership that we have with Saks Fifth Avenue Department Store. And at that event, it's open for about 325 guests. They can come enjoy an evening of music, of food. We have a lot of restaurant vendors that come in, drinks, we have a live auction, we do a raffle there. They're able to shop for designer labels at Saks Fifth Avenue, and overall it's just really a lot of fun. To find out more about that specific event, please do visit our website. And we also have, as you mentioned, our annual gala, which is held in the fall. This event includes auction, silent auction, live auction, entertainment. We like to bring in some exciting talent to be able to have our guests enjoy, and is yet another opportunity to learn more about the work that Teddy Bear does, all while raising critical and restricted funds for the organization in order to best support the families in need.
Wonderful. Well, I love both of those events, and Cox loves to support those events. I encourage
thank
everybody
you.
in the community to come out and support those events. Tell me, are there any other similar organizations in the area, and what makes the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation unique?
Well, within the Tri-County region, Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation is certainly unique in that we offer both the financial assistance as well as emotional support. So we're really there to provide that comprehensive support that that family needs. And as I had mentioned earlier, not only do we have that financial assistance, but we do offer programs for even our parents. You know, we have a mother's spa day that we'll offer to the moms to be able to get a little bit of time away from the daily hardship that they've been enduring in order to pamper themselves, have their hair done, enjoy a massage, etc. As well as our therapy support sessions, and we do family fun days so families can get together and really, you know, learn that they're not the only one out there. You know, unfortunately with diagnoses, there are other families every day that are being diagnosed with cancer, and you know, we work to be able to help build that family support system. So in this way, Teddy Bear is certainly very unique and a very needed organization for this community.
Absolutely, and that's what's so special about it, I think, as well, as that it grew out of a need. It wasn't just a concept that was
and until there is a cure for cancer, Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation is absolutely will be there for the families that we serve.
And it's really wonderful. I've seen how you've touched so many families in our community, so thank you for that. And I just wondered if you had a testimonial or any stories you can share about a local family's experience with Teddy Bear.
Sure. You know, there's so many wonderful stories. Even in my new tenure with Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation in my role as executive director, I've been so touched to be able to hear a lot of the stories firsthand from the families that we serve. But I did want to share with you a couple of testimonials that some families wrote for us. One is from the Henderson family. This family wrote that there are not enough words to describe how grateful our family is for all your support and kindness during our time of need. You've helped us with so much, from assisting us in getting a new car when our van broke down so that we could take our child to treatment, to assisting us with getting out of family transition shelter and into our own home. Another testimonial. Through Teddy Bear, we met with other families dealing with the same crisis from our area and are able to spend time with them, chat about our stress and struggles, laugh and cry about it, and watch our children relating in ways that they can't relate to healthy children. How on earth would some of these families manage without Teddy Bear?
Wow, well, that's very impactful, and I think gives everybody a taste of exactly what you do in our community. So, Lindsey, thank you so much for coming on the show today and telling us a little bit more about Teddy Bear and about how our viewers can get involved. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Sarah.
And thank you for watching Community Connection. We'll see you next time.